Ghostrifter and welcome to episode 3 of the Volvo Revival. In this episode we have some crucial jobs lined up that will make a real difference to how the car handles, stops and sits on the road. Today we're going to be replacing the handbrake shoes, bleeding the brakes and fitting 30mm lowering springs. First up, we need to fix the handbrake. At the moment it only holds the car when it's pulled all the way up, and even then it still allows a little bit of rollback, which in my opinion is dangerous, especially if you're stopped on a hill in traffic. To fix this, we're going to replace the handbrake shoes and their associated hardware. In order to access them, you'll need to remove the brake caliper, pads, caliper carrier, and the brake disc. In my case, the 10mm bolt that secures the brake disc to the hub is missing, so I'll be replacing that too. While its absence might not seem like a big deal, there's actually some play between the bolts and the disc, even when the wheel bolts are torqued to spec. With the reusable brake hardware cleaned up, we can begin installing the new handbrake shoes, making sure to apply ceramic grease to the contact points on the back plate and the handbrake arm. Now that the handbrake is sorted, I'm going to bleed all 4 brakes to eliminate the spongy pedal feel and restore proper braking response. To do this, I first make sure the brake reservoir is topped up. Then, with my dad pressing the brake pedal inside the car, I open the bleed nipple on each caliper. The pressure forces brake fluid and any trapped air out through the nipple, improving brake response and overall effectiveness. With the brakes bled, we can finally move on to something more exciting: suspension. We're installing a set of lowering springs, which will not only improve the car's stance, but also stiffen the ride and lower the centre of gravity for better handling. My dad and I quickly found that every drop link was completely seized. Since they needed to come off to swap the springs, our only option was to cut them off with an angle grinder and replace them with new ones later. With that out of the way, we started removing the rear shock absorbers, beginning with the nuts at the top and then the bolts at the bottom. With the rear shocks and springs removed, we can move on to the front shock absorbers. We then carefully and safely removed the front springs from the struts. We then started rebuilding the struts with new lowering springs and top mount bearings. Once that was done, we began reinstalling all the suspension components. After being off the road for 11 days, I figured it was only right to give the Volvo a proper test drive. I'm really happy with the results. The ride has improved significantly and the brakes perform much better now. This has been the toughest job I've ever tackled on one of my vehicles, and I'm proud to have seen it through. That said, there's still plenty more to tackle, and I hope to see you in the next episode. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Thanks for watching.